Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages Linked Heroes game. Last episode, Data traveled to Symmetry City in both the present and the past. And in the present, it was just a big mess. And we went back to the past and found out that the cause of the mess is this volcano that is erupting. And as this kid just says, if the volcano calms down, you know, things will be better in the present. In order to make things calm down, Data's going to have to climb the restoration wall and take the Tuni Nut, which is the city's sacred symbol, there to get repaired. So the nut apparently broke, and that caused the city to, like I said, go into chaos here, breaking the rules of Symmetry City where left half equals right. Now one of the brothers there got hurt by a rock, so he and his brother here can't climb, so that's going to force Data to make the climb. But to make the climb, he's going to first have to learn how to travel from the past into the present without a warp tile. Because getting to the restoration wall is going to require jumping back and forth through time. He's going to later learn from an owl statue that the land changes between time, and he's going to have to do jumping between the past and present to avoid obstacles, or maybe change the layout of the land to allow him to reach the wall. So Data got a lot to do in this episode, but if he completes it all, well, he'll restore balance to Symmetry City in both the past and present, and that will eventually open the way to the fourth dungeon, which is in the present, but behind that lava, behind the volcano. So let's leave the city here. Not too much to go, not many places to go here. And that's where it's going to be important for us to learn a new tune for the Harp of Ages. Now in the present, the screen up, there is a hole in the upper right corner. And that's kind of a clue of what we'll need to do when we get there. In the past. So let's head on up. And that corner used to have a hole in it, but now it has a piece of water that we can dive into. So let's go do that. Get another little side-scrolling thing like Mario here with some Mario enemies, the Cheep Cheeps. And then we'll emerge in a musician's house. Not a magician, a musician! This is where that one kid in the village said that he hears tunes coming down from the mountain. I am Toke. I research time. After many years of research, I'm one step away from perfecting a tune that lets one move forward in time. But it seems I've hit a roadblock. Echoes produce waves. What could it mean? Well, let's play the tune of Echoes for him, and that'll give him the inspiration he needs to complete his song. That's the tune of Echoes. That's the tone my research lacked. It has answered my remaining questions. Now I can finish my tune. He will finish his tune, and then he will give it to us. And that'll give us our second song, the Tune of Currents. We do not need a warp tile to use the Tune of Currents, but it is restricted in the sense that it only works from the past into the present. We have many tunes. I grant you a new tune. Time flows on when you play the Tune of Currents. When you play this tune, you'll immediately drift back to your own time. If you're in a place from which you cannot meet your own time, you return to the past. So it's kind of like the mirror in A Link to the Past, where you use it to transfer between the light and the dark world. But if you transfer from the dark world into the light world, and like so you end up in like a bush or a a tree or something that you normally couldn't stand in, you'll just get warped back to the dark world. So it's like that here. If you go from the past to the present, you end up somewhere you wouldn't be able to, the game will just warp you back. There's nothing up there in that little cove up there. I want to see if there's anything up there. Just you can't reach it with your Rock's Feather, but later on I'm going to get the Cane of Samara, which allows us to create blocks. So if there was something up there, you'd be able to create a block under your feet and then hop up. Let's take out these Dark Nuts. We'll get to see something unique about enemy spawns. We're going to go down to the south west corner here, play our tune. Now take us into the present, where we can get this heart piece. There we go. As I was saying, enemy spawns when you jump between past and present, or later on when you go from present to past, enemies respawn. So it's a really good way on our way to Restoration Wall. There's a whole bunch of screens with a lot of enemies on. It's a good way to farm Maple to get that heart container piece. I'm gonna, of course, not do that unless it's absolutely necessary. But here's something I didn't know. You have to actually throw the mystery seed onto the owl statue. It doesn't work if you shoot it with the seed seeder. Tides flow can change the land. Where in local seasons you can shoot the owl statues with a slingshot. That's okay, but not the seed shooter. So there we go. Back here in the present. But we won't be here too long. We see another warp tile over there. We're still going to need a Tune of Echoes to warp into the past. And we'll still be required to use those tiles. Eventually we'll get the final song, which is just warp from the present to the past without any tiles. That's the ultimate song, the Tune of Ages. You can just warp around wherever you want with that. So we got these almost statues here, which kind of shows that there's probably something there, but unfortunately it's flooded right now. Well, like that owl statue said, time can change the land. So if we go back in the past and change the way the water flows, we can dry out that lake over there to the left, and we can create a lake on the section to the right there. Because we're going to have to do that to advance. Let's just clear out some enemies here. Clear out some of the screens. Just heading into this cave. And the lake is on the left right now, so we want to leave through the right side. And that allows us to push this red block. And that shuts off the flow of water to the left side. Now the water is diverted to the right. So that lake is going to be gone on the left, and it will reappear now on the right. There we go. And this will also take effect in the present. It's going to warp back to that suspicious looking spot in the present. Let's see what we can get there. Do not throw anything into the water. The only thing we have to throw are mystery seeds and or seeds and a bomb, and the seeds don't do anything. But if you drop a bomb, this fairy appears. Now, if you're an honest person like the Great Fairy who gives you the final sword in A Link to the Past, if you're honest, this fairy will give you an upgrade as well. It is the 50 bomb bag. Normally it's the 30, but since we're doing a linked game, we already had the 1 bomb secret, so this seed over here to the wall, like we learned about how to do on Crescent Island. We're back to the present. And because the lake now is on the right side, we'll be able to advance. If you didn't shift the water, this screen over here is just full of holes that you can't jump over, even with moosh, to fly over. So you have to fill it with water to swim over. Now we just take this way, and that'll take us to that one warp tile that we saw a little earlier when we were coming down the mountain. So these are the screens. Between these 3 screens here, you get 10 enemies. So you just take out 10 enemies in the present, warp back to the past, take out 10 enemies there, and then warp back to another time, and then get 30 enemies, and then that'll make Maple appear. And a good screen to have Maple appear on is this screen right here where these 5 tick-tights are, because it's wide open. It has enough room for like pretty much anything to land. We saw last time I got Maple, a lot of stuff fell off screen. Don't want to be like Maverick when he was going through in a non-linked game. He ended up getting the heart piece fell out, but it fell onto a volcano where he couldn't reach, so he had to wait to get the heart piece later. We got another Maple encounter here. Pretty good one. We get a potion. We pretty much land right on top of it. A bunch of other items. So yeah, Maple, she's mad. That's okay. We're gonna get her a book before the episode ends. One of the books that she's looking for. She says that when you first run into her, that she's looking for this touching book. It's kind of like how in Oracle of Seasons, Data had to get her the Lon egg. Now he needs to get her the touching book. First, he must climb Restoration Mountain, Restoration Wall. We've got these rocks here. They have weird hit boxes. Sometimes it looks like they hit you, but they don't. I guess they have to hit you like dead center. There's a few times here where like I just managed to squeak underneath them. Not too difficult. If you don't have Ricky as your animal companion, you should warp back to the present there if you want a full map completion. That's the only other way to get this screen on the map in the present unlocked. So this guy wants us to partake in his restoration ritual, which is a weird little game. Let's go down, we have to do it. Welcome to Patch's Crazy Cart. Will you partake in my ceremony? Yes. Very well. Do you want to hear the rules? Sure, why not? Let me explain. He places the Tuni Nut on the green tile and recites the words of my restoration ceremony. You must knock all the beasts that appear into a hole. Any hole will do. Sounds easy, right? However, restoration is delicate work. Your precious Tuni sits on these tracks. The cart starts moving when the ceremony begins. As long as you stand on the switch, the cart won't hit your Tuni Nut. But if you don't and it gets hit, bang! So will you partake in this fun or delicate ceremony? Yes. Alright. So let's do that. And you have to, like the guy said, push the beast into a hole. You can't cheese them by shooting them with the Gale seeds. You kind of cheese these monsters in Dungeon 8 in Seasons. If you watch the unlinked playthrough with Data, or if you watched the linked playthrough with Maverick, you got rid of one of those beasts by shooting with the Gale seed. No such luck here. Well, we are lucky that we got the Tuni Nut restored. And we also are lucky that Patch has offered us to come back anytime when there's something else that needs fixing. And we will. So, bring me anything else that needs fixing. And I'll prepare my trap road ceremony. Alright. The good thing is, we have the restored Tuni Nut. And it's going to be a quick jump down this ledge right here, and that'll take us right back to Symmetry City. We can restore the balance. So let's head back to the center here and give these ladies the Tuni Nut. The Tuni Nut is fixed. Can you place it on that pedestal? Yes, we can. Now the city's going to still look like lava-filled here, but in the present, it's going to be much different. Now the volcano should calm down. I have to get that cave cleaned. Alright. Let's talk with the people around here. Having something in the middle feels so right. But I guess that thing has to be mirror balance, though. It has to be directly in the middle, because otherwise Symmetry City would be out of whack. So I guess it's important that this kid is standing right here, directly in the middle. Balance has returned to the city, thank you. And so that cave will be visible when we go into the present. But we're not going there right away. We have another city to visit. Lina City. Having something in the middle feels so right. But first we'll go visit Lionel Village. Go back to this Ember Seed place. Fill up our seed satchel. And now that we have the Tune of Currents, we can go to this exact spot, play the tune, and that'll take us to the shop, the secret shop. We can finally put some of these rupees to use. No members card like in Seasons. All you have to do is be able to travel through time. Welcome, sir. Bring me any item you wish to purchase. We'll get the level 3 ring box. And we'll get a few more rings to put in it. And Vasus. And then we'll buy this hub piece. And then we'll make occasional stops back here to buy the gacha seeds. Once he sells out of gacha seeds, then he plays that chess guessing game, just like how they did in Huron Village. We need to get some more rupees, and to help us get those rupees, I'll end up taking out the gold joy ring, which doubles items that you pick up. I'll put that in my ring box, my expanded level 5 ring box. First, let's get rid of that cheesy mustache that we got. That's what makes people laugh. There's gotta be an easy way. Give him the cheesy mustache? Absolutely. What a hilarious mustache. It's a riot. Okay, buddy, I'm gonna teach you the funniest gag I know. Okay, here goes. And either Data's going to have a really bad audience, or the funny joke isn't all that funny. Because we're about to deliver the joke back in the past. Let's go to the same screen where the guy was, so head over to the left. And remember this kid who was depressed earlier in the game? Who are you? Well, welcome to the darkness of my troubles. I'm so depressed. I want to laugh until I forget everything. Then I'd be happy. Huh? Well, let's tell him the funny joke. Maybe we can get him to laugh. See Data do his little dance. He's singing. His alteration of shape. Squishes himself. Gets real skinny. I guess that makes sense, because, you know, rats, they can pretty much fit anywhere their head can fit, because their ribs contract collapsed back so they can squeeze their body through really tight holes. So it makes sense that Data can kind of squish himself like that and elongate himself. What doesn't make sense, though, is this kid has this touching book when he's so depressed. Well, maybe it does. Maybe that's what made him depressed, reading this sad book. You figure if he, was so depressed, he wouldn't want to surround himself with literature that's going to make him even sadder. So, he's causing his own troubles. Well, as we taught him there, he can be as depressed as he wants. Data, though, is happy because now he can carry 2 more rings with him. And I'll take, like I said, the gold joy ring, which doubles items that I pick up to get more rupees. And then I'll take the rocks ring so I don't, that helps with cracked floors. I think that's going to be important in the Hero's Cave. Alrighty, a bunch of rings, and we have a new goal ahead of us to head back to Symmetry City in the present here, so we can finally get that next Essence of Time, which we will do on our next episode. Take care, have a good one, thanks for following along, have a good day, bye!